Now, deeper, deeper, deeper relax. The deeper you go, the more relaxed you feel.
In this week's video, I'm talking about making important decisions on what to do next when you're doing an induction for street hypnosis. Keep watching and find out. Hi there, it's Turan here from Feel Good Hypnosis, and this week I'm talking about inductions and the decisions that have to be made when you're doing street hypnosis. Now, street hypnosis isn't just out on the street. In this video clip that's coming up, it's shot in the Crumlin Road Jail in Belfast. Now, it's no longer a jail where people are imprisoned. It's an event centre, and this was a health and well-being event that was being presented on that day. And I was not only speaking but had a stand, as you'll see, and it's quite a tight spot to stand in, and that played an important factor. So did, as you'll hear, the place was quite noisy. So let's play the clip, and then I'll come back and give a bit of a breakdown on some of the thoughts and decisions I made during this video. Make sure you give it a thumbs up, make sure you give it a like. It really helps support my channel and helps me deliver more hypnosis videos for yourself. And don't forget, click the big red subscribe button and click the grey notification bell next to that subscribe button so you get notified every time a new video comes out from Feel Good Hypnosis. In the meantime, let's watch the video.
In fact, you can do this little step. Let's get the camera back. You can do the step together if you want. So it's just an initial thing to show what hypnosis is all about, using your imagination. Okay? I'll move the camera. Hypnosis is all about using your imagination, okay? At an unconscious level, the unconscious mind doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality, okay? So what I'd like you to do, I'm going to do it to the side here. You just do it straight out in front of you. Put your hands out in front. Okay. Put your fingers tight together. Okay. Now, clasp your hands, interlock them together. Now, bend your elbows like you're going to say a prayer. Now, in a moment, not yet, in a moment I want you to put your two index fingers out like this here. Keep your hands nice and tight, clasped together for right now. And in a moment I want you to put them about an inch apart. But when you do, I want you to just use your imagination. I want you to imagine that there's little magnets on the tips of your fingers. Do you think you can do that? Yeah. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 index fingers out, and just imagine inside your mind that there's magnets on the tips of your fingers. And I click my fingers, notice how those magnets just pull together, tug together, pull together, getting stronger and stronger, and touching together. There you go. Pulling together, stronger and stronger, and touching together. Isn't that cool? Wasn't that lovely? Yeah. Now let's extend that a bit further. Excuse me. Put your hands out again. Okay? Fingers nice close together. Fingers nice close together. Spread the foot apart. If he told you that was a foot, no. Okay. So, once again, stare at my finger right between your two hands. Stare at my finger right between your two hands, and I want you to close your eyes down and just use your imagination to continue to see that finger right between your two hands. But as you do that, I just want you once again to imagine that there's very strong magnets in the palms of your hands. Very strong magnets in the palms of your hands. And notice as I click my fingers how those magnets get stronger and stronger and stronger and start pulling and tugging, pulling and tugging, pulling and tugging together. Just imagine that now. So you imagine that inside your mind, those magnets getting stronger. That's right. Getting stronger and stronger and pulling together, getting stronger, pulling together, pulling and tugging together. And in a moment those hands are going to touch, and when those fingers touch, those palms will continue to pull even stronger. When those fingers touch together, those palms will tug even stronger together. Just imagine that now, getting stronger and stronger as those hands pull and tug together. And when those fingers touch, those palms will continue to pull tighter and tighter and tighter together. That's right. Feel that now. Just imagine that now. Want that to happen. Feel that happening now. That's right. And in a moment, that's right. In a moment I'm going to ask you, not yet, but in a moment I'm going to ask you to try and pull those hands apart. In a moment I'm going to ask you to try and pull those hands apart. But when you try and pull those hands apart, just imagine now those two hands are locked so tightly together that they cannot come apart. It's almost as if those two hands are carved from a single piece of wood. So 1, 2, 3, try and pull those hands apart. Try and pull those hands apart. That's right, because you're hypnotized now. And in a moment I'm going to say the word sleep. When I say the word sleep, Your legs will support you, your back will support you, but your head will drop down onto your chest and your hands will drop down onto your sides. So sleep now, deeper, deeper, deeper relaxed. The deeper you go, the more relaxed you feel, the more relaxed you feel, the deeper you go, drifting, sinking down even deeper. As your legs and back will support you, you can stand firmly now. That's right, as you go down even deeper still. Stand firmly as you let your mind goes down even deeper. And the deeper you go, the more relaxed you feel, the more relaxed you feel, the deeper you go, drifting, sinking.
So welcome back. I hope you really enjoyed that video. As you saw, it was quite a noisy place, and we were kicking off by just starting to hypnotize these two ladies. I actually suggested that both of them join in for at least the first part, which is the magnetic fingers suggestibility exercise. Now, a small note on that: some people call this a suggestibility test, but as it's not a pass-fail test, as it were, I like to call it an exercise rather than just a test. Now, right at the beginning, I give them some sort of level of hypnotic pre-talk, explaining what hypnosis is, and it's really about just engaging your imagination. And that's my lead-in to seeing how well their imagination develops during the magnetic fingers exercise. Now, as I talk through the pre-talk, look at how they're very attentive. They're listening carefully. They want to make sure they gain the experience that they've asked for. Now, my first decision was, well, you two both go together. I could have done one at a time, and maybe on hindsight, seeing the way it played out, because of the space, I maybe should have done that, but you know, I'm that give it a go type of person, and there's no harm. It doesn't mean that I couldn't work with that lady, but as you saw, one was more responsive than the other. So I do the magnetic fingers, and during that magnetic fingers, the lady in brown, her fingers came together very, very quickly, very, very smoothly. Whereas for the other lady, the lady with the black jacket, her fingers took their time. Now, that did give me an indication that we were talking with people sort of thinking at a different level. It doesn't mean one's smarter or one's more stupid than the other. It's just the way they process their imagination. And that's really what the exercise is about. So nobody's failing in this process. It's just gaining an understanding of where they are. Again, I made another decision to go ahead with the next step, working with the two of them together. I went on for the magnetic hands. Now, I played an induction a couple of weeks ago, a magnetic hands induction, and similar to the lady in the black jacket, in that video, I'll put a link to it up above, in that video, the lady's hands moved apart, but I still induced her into hypnosis. But notice in this video how the lady in brown, once again, just like her fingers moved lovely and smoothly, so too did her hands move really smoothly and very quickly together, to the point where she was ahead of the other lady. That was probably the most important decision point in the process, where due to the confines of the booth where I was hypnotizing them, there wasn't, good accessibility to reach over and maybe accelerate things as much as I would like to. During the magnetic hands, at one point, the lady in the black jacket, I sort of tap her hands to maybe give that a bit of a nudge along. At that stage, her hands were moving, so there's no doubt that her imagination was engaged. She was going into hypnosis. The hands were traveling together, but because she was not ahead of the other lady, or in sync with the other lady, and the other lady was close to me and more easily to progress with the induction, I made the choice to just let her experience whatever she experiences, and her hands did come together in the end. But the lady in brown, her hands came together beautifully, and I progressed with the induction just on her. Just as I'm really inducing and finishing off in the induction and dropping the lady in brown into sleep nicely, the other lady opens her eyes, and at that point, well, she's amazed at her friend dropping into hypnosis. She's not in any way fazed or disappointed that, well, she didn't get the induction that her friend is getting. And that's the important point, is just keep moving along. Don't get distracted by that lady as she opens her eyes. Keep moving along and continue with the deepener, as you see me do in this case. So, lots of nice little subtleties when you look through that induction and the pre-test, pre-exercise, as it were, to see how I was making decisions. If there had been more space, if I had moved in maybe closer to the other lady, I could have just moved her hands together a bit more and dropped the two of them in at the same time. But between noise and not knowing if maybe she wasn't hearing every suggestion I was making about her hands coming together, they did come together, so she was hearing for the best part, and she again beautifully came together with her fingers for the magnetic fingers. So there's no doubt that she could hear me, but just the noise in the room and the proximity of the stand and the proximity to myself, I made the decision to focus my attention on the lady in brown. And you'll see, again, I'll put some videos of further skits with that lady, just to show that she really did go into hypnosis nicely. So I hope all that makes sense. And if you like this video, again, like I say, give it a thumbs up, give it a like. I really hope that you give it a like. That really supports me in this YouTube channel. And don't forget to click the big red subscribe button so you get notified when a new video comes out from Feel Good Hypnosis. And if you have any suggestions about other videos or things you would like to see, or clarifications about this video, put a comment in the comment section below. I really want to hear from you. I want to know what you think of this video, and I want you to hear what you think about hypnosis in general and any suggestions you have for the future. Make sure you keep it positive. I really love those comments. I really love interacting with you. In the meantime, thanks very much for watching, and see you next week.